This is an unsolved mystery that goes all the way back to 1926 Chicago. It centers around a woman who was referred to as Mary Doefour, although that was not really her name. She spent over 50 years in state institutions in Illinois, and when she first arrived at an institution, there were already three other women who were unnamed and being referred to as Mary Doe. So she became the fourth Mary Doe, which was abbreviated into Mary Doefour. Now, she ultimately passed away in one of those institutions in 1978. By that point, she was blind, she had amnesia, and she had been all but forgotten. But after she passed away, one reporter started asking the question that no one had really looked into: who was Mary? When this woman first entered state custody in the 1920s, she was said to be badly traumatized, possibly assaulted, and pregnant. She didn't remember her name or where she came from. She was found on a rural road in Chicago, and she didn't know how she wound up there. Records said that she was attractive and young. They approximated her age to be 25 years old. The only thing that she seemed to have some memory of is that she thought that she used to be a school teacher. Remember that. Now, because she had no identification and no family came forward to claim her, she was put into state hospitals. Although she had committed no crimes, this woman was initially sent to a facility designed for the criminally insane. She was later transferred to Bartonville State Hospital, also known as Peoria State Hospital, which you can see here, and she remained there for 30 years. While she was here, she was said to be heavily medicated and receiving treatments like insulin shock therapy and electroconvulsive therapy. Those treatments may have permanently erased any memory she had left, including that one memory she entered this system with: I believe I used to be a school teacher. Now, while she was institutionalized, she gave birth to the baby that she was pregnant with when she entered these institutions. That baby was taken and given up for adoption. That child or children of that child may still be alive today, and they may have no idea who their mother or grandmother is. As facilities closed, this woman was transferred again and again and again. She wound up in a nursing home in Morton, Illinois. In her final years of life, she reportedly went blind, and she passed away on March 2nd, 1978, of a heart attack. She passed away in bed, alone, with no family surrounding her, no one knowing what her real name was. But like I told you, after she passed away, there wound up being a reporter who really wanted the answer to that question. His name was Rick Baker. Rick's investigation led him to the missing persons case of a woman named Anna Myrle Sizer. Anna was a second and third grade teacher from Iowa. In November 1926, she was traveling with another teacher when she got off a bus stop in Marion, Iowa. She said that she had something to take care of and she would be back the next day. However, she never came back. And around the same time that she got off for that stop, reports say that a man was trying to find a hotel room for a woman who had had a mental breakdown. And other reports say that witnesses saw a woman matching Anna's description walking around days near Highway 30, headed towards Illinois. Authorities searched for Anna, and multiple cities were involved in that search, but no trace of her was ever found. Over time, her family accepted that she had passed away. Rick Baker felt there were too many coincidences here to ignore between Anna and Mary. Number one, a school teacher goes missing in 1926, and at around that same time, an unidentified woman enters institutions not remembering her name, but remembering that she thinks she was a teacher. Also, records show that both of these women were described as being very tall for the time. They both had blue eyes, and they both had light brown or curly hair. That is a lot of coincidences. Baker put together photographs, institutional records, and testimony from people who had known Mary later in life. Several believed that the images of Anna closely resembled the woman they remembered. Baker became convinced that Mary Doefour had been Anna Myrle Sizer, alive but lost inside the system. There was only one option to know 100% if Anna and Mary were actually the same person, and that would require the release of her sealed admission and medical records. But that would require a family member petitioning the court. So Rick Baker tracked down the brother of Anna, Harold Sizer, but Harold refused. He said that he did not believe that Anna and Mary were the same person, she would no longer look the same after this many years, and it seemed like he didn't want to accept the possibility that his sister had been institutionalized for over 50 years while the family thought she passed away. So with him refusing, the records remained sealed. Harold passed away just months later. After her passing, Mary was cremated. Her ashes were buried beneath a fir tree in a cemetery designed for those with no money and no relatives. Her headstone lists only an estimated birth date of June 7th, 1907. I would love to hear your thoughts on this case. Do you think that Anna and Mary were the same person? And if so, what made Anna get off the bus that day? Why did she get off at that stop? How did she wind up dazed and confused? If they were the same person, how did she show up pregnant, confused, and remembering nothing except her profession? If you were Harold Sizer, would you have agreed to petition the court for the records? And do you think his refusal was because he was just in denial and his sister being there for over 50 years would have just been too painful to accept? Let me know your thoughts. Dig into this one. Tell me if there's anything I missed. I feel like this is a fascinating case, and I really wish there were a way, all these years later, to figure out if Anna and Mary really were the same person.